made a horror game in 24 hours and let's just say the results are just crazy. You see, my friend told me I can't make a horror game, so I gave myself 24 hours to prove him wrong. A decision that I will definitely regret later. But making a horror game is not actually easy, as to make a horror game we'll have to go through 3 steps of game development, starting with the map. The map is by far, in my opinion, one of the most important aspects of a game, simply because it sets the theme that we'll use to build future game mechanics. I had a bunch of ideas for the map, like a hospital, a haunted house, or even a pizzeria, but in the end I went with the mines, mostly because they are the easiest to make. You really just need a bunch of parts and a texture, which is really nice when you are on a time limit. So I started planning out the layout and building the map, and it took me about 3 hours, and I definitely can show all of that in this video without making the video boring. So here is a sick montage of me building the map. With the map finished, it was finally the time to make the gameplay, because even if you have the best map ever, if the gameplay loop is bad, the game won't be fun. And that's why so many front page horror games aren't actually interesting. Well, most of them are microtransaction slop anyway. Anyways, I started by making the player feel more immersed. I added a bunch of camera effects like this camera pop and swapped the walking sounds for more realistic ones. Then I moved on to objectives, and for that I will need to explain the story. Basically, you are a maintenance worker sent to reconnect a mine that suddenly lost connection with the outside. To bring it back online, you have to activate 5 generators scattered around the map. If you have any better ideas, then please drop them in the comments. Anyways, with that the game is finally finished. Wait, what is that thing behind you? Obviously you can't have a horror game without a monster, so I made this guy. I started with a dummy, changed the texture, stretched out the arms and legs, and changed the face to a creepy one. After that I had to animate him, so I made 3 animations: walking, running and grabbing the player. And by the way, these are heavily inspired by the Lithium's animations, so it's just a fun fact that I want to tell you. Then came the painful part, AI scripting, but after some brute forcing, here is how I got it working. When the player spawns, the monster starts in a wandering state. He picks one of the invisible points around the map as a target and walks there. I also made it so he's more likely to choose points closer to the player, but he can still wander off in a completely wrong direction, which makes it feel more fair than the monster always knowing the player's location. If he spots the player in his field of view, there are 2 outcomes. Either he catches you or you break line of sight for more than 5 seconds and he goes back to the wandering state. And with that, the monster was basically finished, and it only took me about 6 hours, so with the remaining time I started polishing the game. For starters, I added more camera effects when the monster is actually chasing you, and this cool main menu, and improved the generator visuals. And with those changes the game was actually finished, so before I show you the gameplay, I want to say huge thank you for 150 subscribers. The fact that there is 150 of you that actually saw my content and enjoyed it is just insane to me, and I will just try to keep improving my video quality as seen by this video. Enjoy the gameplay.